The bizarre disappearance of the entire population of Virginia's Roanoke colony in 1588 is one of America's most legendary unsolved mysteries. But it's not the only time large groups of people have seemingly vanished from the face of the earth. Here's a look at some of history's weirdest unexplained mass disappearances. Aztalan Indians. Just outside the small town of Lake Mills in south-central Wisconsin lies the remains of an ancient Native American city. Named Aztalan by the settlers who discovered the ruins in 1836, the city contained stepped pyramids, conical mounds, evidence of housing, fishing, and farming, and even a substantial defensive stockade wall containing up to 30 watchtowers. At its peak, Aztalan could have housed upwards of 500 people, but what happened to those people is a mystery. Sometime around 1300 AD, the site was abandoned, and despite decades of research, nobody knows why. Was it because of drought or war? So far, the fate of the citizens of Aztalan remains unknown. Roman 9th Legion. In the year 108 AD, an inscription in the northern city of York, England, mentions the presence of the Roman 9th Legion, a military unit of around 5,000 soldiers stationed to protect the city from the wild inhabitants of Scotland. By the year 122, though, they were gone, replaced by the new 6th Legion, and no record exists explaining what happened to the 9th Legion. What is known is around the time of the 9th Legion's disappearance, the Roman Emperor Hadrian traveled all the way to northern England to personally oversee the construction of a gigantic wall across the whole island of Britain to keep the northern invaders and raiders at bay. Many have theorized that the wall was built in response to the destruction of the 9th Legion, but while Hadrian's wall still stands today, no sign has ever been found of the final fate of the missing 9th Legion. The population of Great Zimbabwe. The name Zimbabwe is an anglicized version of a Shona dialect word that means stone houses, and it comes from the name of a mysterious city, Great Zimbabwe. A massive, technologically advanced city, Great Zimbabwe was a center of trade that was home to roughly 18,000 people at its peak, which makes it even more bizarre that nobody knows what happened to any of those people, who seemingly all vanished mysteriously about 400 years ago. In fact, it's such a mystery that nobody today knows for sure who even built the city or who lived there. All we know for sure is that once there was a thriving city, now there are just mysterious ruins. Moche Civilization. According to archaeological discoveries, the Moche Civilization thrived between the years 1 and 800 AD. Experts at metalworking and irrigation, the Moche also had a thing for human sacrifice and for disappearing completely off the face of the earth. So what happened to the estimated 25,000 people who belonged to the Moche Civilization? Theories abound, from drought to civil war, but the only ones who know for sure are the Moche themselves, wherever they went. 5th Battalion, Norfolk Regiment. Many legends have sprung up around the fate of the 5th Battalion of the Norfolk Regiment, a British military unit which joined the Gallipoli campaign in Turkey on August 10, 1915, and seemingly vanished without a trace just 2 days later. According to a dispatch from the battlefield, they charged into the forest and were lost to sight or sound. Not one of them ever came back. That's weird enough, but 50 years later, at a reunion of survivors of the battle, 3 soldiers from New Zealand claimed to have witnessed a British battalion get swallowed up by a cloud, which then disappeared up into the sky. Those reports have led to decades of speculation that the battalion might have been abducted by aliens. Historians believe there's a much more likely answer, of course, claiming the unit was simply killed by machine gun fire behind enemy lines, where their bodies were unable to be identified until after the war in 1919. Still, the first-hand accounts of the battalion's mysterious disappearance have fueled a debate that still rages today. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.